What is up, Gato Squad? It's Flyingato. Welcome back to the channel. So today, as you can see behind me, we're going to be working on the Civic, and we're going to be replacing the brake pads on this brand new Civic. Now, as most of you know, I have gone to the track with the Civic a few times, so the brake pads are completely done. They need to be replaced, and I'll be showing you when I take them out. They're completely toasted and crystallized. It's taken a little bit of time to gather all the materials that I needed. You know, it's hard to find brake pads right now, and there's a couple of tools that I did not have, and I'll show you what you need. But I had to get those as well. Alright guys, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get started. Okay, so before we get started, let's go over what we need to take care of the brake pad change. So I have my impact driver right here, this hammerhead. I bought it off Amazon. It was like 70 bucks or something like that. Best tool I could have ever bought. I don't even need an air tools anymore. I just have this for impact. And I use that to take the wheels off. It makes everything a lot easier. So it's got 19mm socket right there to take the wheels off. Here is this C-clamp right here, and that's to push in the piston. I'll show you how that works later. These are the stupid wheel locks that I don't like. I'll be ordering new nuts soon enough once I get everything else done. This little special doohickey thing here, the link is in the description. This is to take care of the rear piston, and I'll show you how that works later on in the video. Of course, we've got the brake pads themselves. Alright, I got the rear and front brake pads right there, and some brake pad grease. So these are the, you know, so it's just, they call it whatever, high temperature brake pads lubricant. Link in the description for, you know, one that I recommend. This just came with the box from Hawk. The one from Honda does not come with this. And last but not least is a 7mm Allen wrench. And this is for the rear brake pads and brake calipers. So I'll show you that in a bit. Okay, let's take the wheels off. Since we'll be starting at the passenger side, in the driver's side, I put in a little wheel chuck right there behind the rear wheel, just to make sure everything stays hunky-dory here and the car doesn't move around. As you can see here, I've put one in the front and in the back. Alright, we're going to start with the front since they are the easier ones to do. Let's take the wheel off. It's always good to have a little red Solo cup. Put your stuff in. Alright guys, let's take a closer look. So here's the brake. The rotors, they're okay. Not replacing them yet. The brake pads is what I need to replace. That right there. See if we can get a closer look. Yep, they're gone. Got a little bit of life left, but time to go. So I've moved the steering wheel so that we can get a better view here. All we need to do is grab our 12mm socket, put it on our little wrench, and we're going to ignore the top one here. We're going to do the bottom one. Let's go. There we go. Oh yeah. A little bit of elbow grease. Just take that right off. Now this is a very interesting design because most brakes I've worked on before, this whole thing would be all the way through. right here. This one is not. So this is not lubed up at all, doesn't need lube. I don't need to do anything else but just put it back in when I'm done. All the lubed up parts are inside here and being untouched. That's pretty cool. So next step is just lift up the caliper. All right, there we go, nice and easy. Boom. Now we have access to our brake pads. All right, so let's take a close inspection at the brakes for the new Civic. So we got the one piston here. This is the caliper down here. We can see the very rusty but functional rotor. It's ventilated, thank goodness. And then we got our brake pads. So we start out by taking these clips off. Just pull them off, just like that. Very easy. And just pull the pad out. It could require the use of a flathead screwdriver. I might go get one of those. This is just closer, so I'm just grabbed it. Doesn't matter. Just get it out of there. All right, it's off. Wow, look at that. So let's examine this brake pad. This is quite an abusive track day that I had on this brake pad. You can see crystallization right there. You see that? That is not normal. It's not what you want on your brake pad. This is what's gonna break. This is not. So when I was getting brake fade, this is why. Wow, and it's coming apart. Look at that. Looks like Akibono is the OEM manufacturer for the Honda brake pad. Well, we don't need this anymore. Taking a little close look. So like I said, crystallization there of the pad. It's basically very worn down. So here we have our Hawk HPS front brake pads. Now these are really good for street pads. You know, they're rated to go to the track as well, but they're not really their best track rated pads. And the reason I went with these versus actual track pads is because I could not get an upgraded rear brake pad kit. I had to go OEM Honda, and I did not want to mismatch the brakes, the front brakes and the back brakes. If the back brakes are going to overheat and start, you know, misbehaving, I don't want the fronts to be completely overwhelming compared to the rear pads, and that can cause them issues. So I went with these. We'll see how they are. We'll probably do a track day at some point, if not in August, then in September. But let's put them on. Gotta put the grease pad, gotta put the grease all over the pads. So make sure you don't get any on the front. Put them on the back and just grease up. I'm gonna grease up a little bit here, on the sides, anything that touches the caliper a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, it's ready to go. A little bit goes a long way. See that much? That's all I need for the whole pad. And it's almost done. One of the last steps is to compress the caliper piston. Alright, I'm using this very simple C-clamp here. You can get these anywhere. You just twist. And you'll see that piston go down. Just keep going until you can't go anymore. And that's as far as it goes. You'll notice the difference in the pressure. I can't go anymore. It's as far as it goes. All right, just take it out. You're just gonna plop it in. There we go. Put the screw back in. Tighten it here. There we go, nice and tight. That's not going anywhere. We're set with the front one. Let's go to the back. So when first looking at the rear, we're greeted with something different, very different than what we find on the front. So you got these clips here, this clip thing here. You got whatever this is, and I'll explain to you what that is later. And we have, well, what the heck are these things? What is that? Alright, so first things first, we're going to start by taking these little caps off. Back here. They just come off just like that. They're nothing much. Take the bottom one off. So once we've taken those caps off, we need our 7mm little Allen wrench here. Stick it right in there. And we're going to add some of that elbow grease that we were talking about before. Come on. Where are you? There it is. Alright. And I'm going to pull. There we go. The same thing for down here. Once the bottom is out and this is loose, gotta take this little clip here right off. I found that the easiest way to do it, just stick your Allen wrench right there and just push. And then you do the same to both sides. Just kind of wiggle it away. These can be very annoying. There we go. Popped right off. Right in my face. That's alright. So this just comes right off. It'll go back on there later. So don't throw this away. Alright, both bolts are off. Just pop this bad boy out. Place it right there. Let's take a look at these pads. Actually, they don't look so bad. They have a bit of meat on them. They're very glazed over. But they're not as worse as the front ones, and that's to be expected. You can see that scoring there. That's not good. It means they were overheated. Let's take a look at the other one. Yeah, this looks bad. Wow, look at that. That looks really bad. See that? That's some very bad scoring. So taking a look at this other pad here, we can see a lot of scoring, and chunks of the pad actually came off. Wow. That's pretty incredible. Well, we don't have upgraded pads yet, so we're gonna have to go back to OEM, but as soon as I find some better upgraded pads, that's what I'll be getting. Same as before, we're gonna lube up the back of these pads, and this one is on the inside. The way I know is because this little spring is here. I'm just gonna lube up this. Let's lube it up nice. Make sure you get the inside right in here, right in there, a little nook right there. Place that right there. All right. Now for the fun part. We're going to be compressing this piston here. Now I know more than a few people were actually worried whether or not they would need to get a computer or something to hook up to the ECU in order to get the electronic e-brake to let go so we can depress this. However, I found out that you don't need to do that. All you need is either any caliper depressor or wind up type caliper depressor will work. For me, I got this little cube looking thing. It's got little dimples here, and that's gonna go right in here. Let me show you. So as you can see here, this is the piston, and you have two dimples, one there and one there. They look exactly the same. So what we need to do is take our little tool. You see the dimples there? They match up. So we're gonna put it right in there. You stick it in here, and you start tightening it as you press down. Press down as you tighten. Like I said, I'm going to take these two dimples, line them up to the target, so to speak. Hold on to one hand here, press down as I twist. There we go. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I don't like this design, but it's what we got. There are other tools that are better than this, but it's short notice. This is what I got. I'll put that tool, a tool that would be a lot better than this, in the links in the description. This is kind of awful. But hey, in a pinch, it works. Just keep going till you can't anymore. There it is. That's at the bottom. Now let's put it together. Take the whole caliper. Put it all together. Don't completely tighten this screw until you've gotten this screw in, so that everything lines up nice and tight. And last but not least, this little clip. Kind of goes in this hole right here, and these both holes. You put it under here. There we go. So after putting all the wheels back together, tightening all the lug nuts, the final step is to make sure you have brake pressure, like I said. So you just start pumping it. See, it goes all the way to the bottom. Keep pumping it, keep pumping it, keep pumping it, keep pumping it. And that's it. You have brake pressure. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. It was very fun for me figuring that out. So Yeah, that's how you do brake pads on the new Honda Civic. The front's very easy. It'll probably take you less than 5 minutes. The back's a little bit more involved, but also very easy as long as you have the right tools. And there's nothing special to it. You don't need a computer or anything like that. So yeah, easy does it. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And I'll catch you next time, guys. Peace out.
Shuts the door, it's a losing game, it's a losing game, but this time it's more than another lot of war. This ain't the same, this ain't the same, they say